Sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, when it comes to this spiritual practice, when we practice meditation from the ancient time, you heard that this material life sometimes give us a great challenge. And there are a lot of people and try to come out of these material things and stay away from this soul. And the people sometimes thinks this material is kind of like an enemy. And when you see someone spiritual, you expect that person to become less material. And ourselves also, we get confused. And when we start to practice little by little how to deal with these material things. So from where this start, what is the begin, what is the main purpose, what is the difference between this material and non-materialism? What is the wrong with this material, living with the material, and what is the benefit that you get once you become less material? So it is good to question ourselves and see a little bit deeper and get clear understanding rather than just having a blind faith and just go with it. Because that we no need to be silly when we practice something, especially in Buddhism. It's when you become more aware, when you become more mindful, you cannot become a gullible. That means not like a baby born yesterday. You have to be more matured. And when you look the world, when you see the things around you, just think a little bit deeply and start to develop your mental capacity rather than just reacting with this ordinary world. So that's important for you. It is for you even for this lifetime and even for entire your samsaric journey. It become a profitable skill to you. So as Buddhists, what we practice and we know it's going to increase our qualities inside us. So then when it comes to you, if you start to develop this profitable skill little by little to be aware and go to the depth of any idea and question yourself and look why this is, and you're going to recognize something. So that is the beauty of becoming a Buddhist. It is just not a label like it is not a cult. It is not a tradition, or it is not a religion that you bound to it and become a prisoner with the believing. So when you become a Buddhist you get a higher authority to think widely, think openly. That mostly the most of other religions and when you start to come to this pattern, this path, what is the difference? The most of other schools or the other practice, other methods, once you get into that, it give you a pattern. You cannot question it. You have to go with it. It is okay. It is your choice. It's nothing wrong with this anything. But we have rights to think. So most of other schools or whatever the other practice, other methods, and giving us a pattern and we go with it. And what is the difference when it comes to Buddha's teaching? It deeply take you out of all the patterns. It is not easy because the entire world by birth and giving rights to follow patterns, But you yourself start to come out of the pattern, and you trying to become completely empty, free, and without depending from any ideas, any patterns, or any habits, any believing. You completely start to become empty and observe. You have to be kind of like a little bit radical, but more than the word called radical, you have to be more strong, independent. So when it comes to that, why this materialism is sometimes people hate. So it's sometimes people take it as an idea when you become less material. Even the Buddhism also the same sometimes. If without any slippers and without anything, if the monk stay very dirty and very kind of like grumpy looking, and the people respect so well. And if the monks kind of like neat and clean, then the people start to look in a different way. From where it comes, that is the world. There's nothing wrong with it. But the thing is this, you have to go to the depth and see what is the wrong being with material and what is the benefit you get when you become less material. So when you have material, remember it needs a space. So the material means the space. And once you give a space for any material, it doesn't matter good or bad. Once you give a space for the material, and it's going to take a space with your thoughts. Once you have certain materials, be very clear. Once you have any material, it doesn't matter good or bad, whatever. It doesn't matter valuable or invaluable. Whatever the material, once you have it, the very first thing, it needs a space. So you provide the space it start to need certain thoughts. So whatever in your home, so whatever the material that you have, so once you give a space in your house, in your place, naturally it start to give certain attention from inside your thoughts. So you have to spend some thoughts with that material. And once you have thoughts related with any material, remember, knowingly or unknowingly, you have to spend some time for that. So that's why once you drop the time, once you don't have the time for any material, no longer you're going to keep it with. So whatever the material you have, it takes thoughts and then it needs time. So now you get the answer. Once you have more material, that means it need more thoughts. Not only that, it need more time. Once you spend more time, you lose the time to practice yourself, because you are always involving it outside. It is the basic level. So then the time means your thoughts and the time means your life. Why? Because we have very limited time here. And so if you involving with too much time with the material things, what is happening? you going to lose your deeper inner practice, and at the same time you start to lose the understanding of life. And then, as you know, that the Buddha's last word, appamadena sampadeta, don't be late and be focused to whatever the profitable things. So why that Buddha said that? Because these material things, this thought, these things can make us late, delay. And then what will happen? And we keep involving in these outside things, it slowly suck our all the time and energy. And then we wasting our time. So then when you have the less material, what is happened? You have more thoughts in you. That means mentally you are not tired, and then it helps you to physically also become comfortable, and also it has time. You have more time. Remember, life means time. So it related with your life related with the time. When you go to doctor and they check your pulse with the clock, and if they say you have high blood pressure or low blood pressure, and they measure it with the time and how many pulse you get in according to 1 minute, the rhythm, it creates a rhythm, the rhythm that we develop to the clock to catch this. And any machine you go to hospital, the whatever the disease, they're not going to get your heart problem or the liver, kidney, that things, they're not going to go inside it and look the condition of the kidney. What they does, they create a machine to recognize the rhythm of the vibration of the organ. And according to that vibration, the rhythm or the pattern, they recognize it is healthy or not. It related with the time. Your heart, in case if you go to the hospital, if your heart rate go like this, it's, they say, oh, you. And today, even you go to you breathing, they don't care. Once your heartbeat go higher or lower, and if it indicate in the same line more than 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, what they decide? It doesn't matter you breathing. Maybe you are unconscious, or like you go to coma and it doesn't move. They say you dead. So remember, the time is life. That's the calculation. This come. So thoughts means time. So once you have this, when you have a lot of material, that you lose your time, you lose your thoughts, you lose your energy. So when you have less material, what will happen? You get more time, and you have very quiet mind, and you don't have busy life, and little by little, So it's conventionally. Even you go to jungle, and sometimes you can be busy doing different things. But in basically, remember, that is the main idea from the ancient time. All the spiritual teachers or anyone, and start to come out of this, the material things, and start to have a comfortable life. Because to have time and have comfortable, less thoughts in their mind. But once you develop, once you know the method, once you recognize, once you develop your mind, it doesn't matter. It's nothing to do with the time, or it does nothing to do with the space. It's nothing to do with the material. It's nothing to do with any physical things. It's not going to depend from that all. But get into that level. There is a process that you have to go. So, and that process is this. Another thing is, so that is a one reason. Remember, another reason means we are more egocentric people. We develop with the ego. So when it comes to that, from the birth, even from the mother's womb, when the child is there, after 3 months, once the brain start to develop. So according to the mother and the father's behavior, the child going to get certain kind of energy to its brain. So as example, if the mother start to feel lonely, and if the father doesn't show much love, or maybe if the family have certain situations like a family problem with parents, or maybe they have some kind of financial situations, or maybe they have any kind of other health situation, or lack of facilities. So like that, whatever the condition of the mother's mind, behavior, father's behavior, effect for the child's brain. So then what is happening, that behavior start to develop a character inside the child, and that character is become more kind of like, rather than opening, the child start to become more very close person to that person, the body, the mind. It's kind of like a mind start to shrink and hold the body itself, rather than releasing the mind, nerve system. So that is where the self-centered mind start. So it come out of the behavior of the environment with the mother and father, and it can happen because of the generations to generation. And then when the child come to this world, this child come with a certain behavior of the mind. That behavior is called neurotic. This neurotic behavior means he has a personal character itself built up. It doesn't matter male or female. Listen this very carefully. So once the child have this neurotic behavior, the character start to develop according to different patterns. As a result of that discomfort that the child got in the mother's womb, and the brain start to find the security within its own nerve system. When the child come to this world, and that child, rather than dealing with other people, living things, that child start to get into attached to more unliving things, the material things. That is another way of beginning with this becoming material. But that's mean the self or the mind or this body start to get secure or depending from these material things. It feel more safe. So that safety, depending in our heart, in our mind, start to accumulate and stay with these material things. And sometimes, so you can do a experiment as parents. If you have newly born baby, if you keep that baby 5 days, 6 days, 7 days away from that touching and hugging with the parents, or connect little bit disconnect from the human, and give a certain toys to that child, newly born baby, you will see this. It's very beautiful. You don't believe sometimes, or see. And then once the child become more close to that toy, and that child become more comfortable with it, and then if you try to take it, that child, the only defense system is crying. The cry, and the legs and hands start to move here and there, and Once you give it, it become okay. So that one experiment. The other one, newly born child, and keep the parents or with the mother, father, and always in hands and hugging and keeping close to the mother's, especially mother's body, skin, and keep that connection 5 days. And then give us something, some toys to its hands. It doesn't care that much. But if you try to take the child away from the mother, then the child start to cry. See that how this connection develops. So this neurotic behavior is very important to understand. It's come as a condition of our mind. So then what is happening? That lack of self-confidence start to develop, and as a result of that, and slowly what is happening, when that child become a young person, it doesn't matter male or female, it doesn't matter even in between somebody. Nowadays there are a lot of people like that. Anyone, if you come to this human world, you have this. So it is better to know. So then that person, there are certain behaviors. The one person have behavior go against the people. That, so remember, it come as a result of the condition of the mother's womb. And that person go against the people. And it always look for the reward. Overtake, anywhere go, overtake. And egocentric. And it doesn't matter in a family. How many brothers, sisters, it doesn't matter husband, wife, or children. Whatever the position you get, you always overtake other people and go against. No one can have a conversation with that person. And everyone around that person going to get a hard time. So one person go against people. And another person go away from people. So the go away from people is kind of like that person start to build its own world. He has the kingdom, she has a kingdom, she is the queen, she is the king, and just live themselves. And then another person go with the people, and it always look the validation from people. So that even nowadays, see that some people and go crazy for likes when they post something on Facebook, and keep asking and send another message to all the friends, hey, can you put a like, can you put a like? So they always look, they always go towards something, and they need everyone around them. They go to the crowd. That's why you see, as a result of that, some people, they cannot be alone themselves. They want to go to crowd always. They want to go to club, they want to go to beach, they want to go to party, they want to dance. Otherwise they feel something missing. Even they want to go to window shopping, otherwise they feel like incomplete in life. This all human nature, but the very beginning is there. So one person go against the people, and then one person go away from the people, and then one person go with the people, and another person go towards the people. So that's mean always try to like to become famous. So those are things. These all people, these all the categories, and deeply have a behavior to depending from material, to use their inner security. they use this all the materials to keep safe themselves. So when it comes to spiritual, you purify this, all four characters, and then there is a moment come, you transform it. So we all in these four characters, and we all have this kind of qualities, but it's little by little, when you develop your spiritual practice, you start to transform. It's like you put a seed, and that seed, if it is in the good soil, it's not going to be the same every day. It will start to grow. So that seed become a tree. So same like that. It doesn't matter whatever your process, but it is better to understand for you, and that understanding will help to deal with others also. So the character once start to go for the people, that all other things start to settle down. And in spiritually, you heard the word called bodhisattva. No, the person devoted to his life for enlightenment, and at the same time, with the great compassion, loving kindness, to give the service to and share that enlightenment towards other people. The people don't know what is right or wrong. So the character, the very nature of the bodhisattva, he always go for the people. So then, once the day you transform your life, your mind, your ideas, your concept, your soul, or whatever you name, so what do you transform? These all other categories. Go against the people, go towards the people, go away from the people, go with the people, and you start to transform your life. You go for the people. That is the day you come out of your material dependency. Otherwise, you're always going to be harbor to this material world. So little by little, it does not mean you become less material, doesn't mean you become a spiritual. So this is the beginning, and this is where with this material world we depending our inner self, trying to depend. And another thing, when the day you recognize there is no self, through deep understanding, once you recognize how these things change, and there is no this self inside us, and that way also naturally, slowly, you start to come out of this this material dependency. So otherwise, we always going to be with that. If anybody with that have the compassion, now you know why it come like that way, and never have hate, anger, jealousy towards that. It's the part of nature. Just have the compassion, wish them the wisdom, wish them the truth. When you see somebody, don't criticize, because when you criticize at the very first level, the whatever you generate inside your mind or your heart in your body as a vision is become poison to yourself. Once you become poison, and you cannot heal another person. So that's why I never criticize person, no matter what. And sometimes they don't know what is right or wrong. Have compassion and have sympathy, empathetic joy. So develop yourself a little bit harmony and be better than another person. Be better than ordinary people. So that is why, that is what you have to get. That is why I keep talking every day like this. So because once you become like that, you will see there's so much things that you can change, and at the same time, there are a lot of things that help for yourself for your own journey also, and you can share that with others on the way. So with that, there was this Rishi, the guy who practiced meditation, yogi, came to under tree and every day practiced meditation, just sitting there and practicing meditation. And then once a while, the whoever the people go close by that road and come and worship. And then the newly came tree branch saw this, and then this tree branch every day watching this guy come and sit and close eyes and then practice meditation, and sometimes people come and offer things and worship and go. This tree branch little by little became bigger, stronger, and then start to behave very wild. And the wind come, go here and there and make sound, go up and down, and it's kind of like going to break the whole tree. And then one day, this tree branch had a discussion with this rishi and told, you come here and just close your eyes, and people come, and I see that they offer food, they worship you, and they go. You don't do anything. So, what is the secret? Can you help me to become like this? Because I am so tired that hanging with this tree. I need some, I want to see some difference. So, the rishi, this guru, meditation guru, and told, think twice. And then every day they used to have this discussion. And then one day this young, strong tree branch told, I'm done. I want to do some experiment in my life. Can you help me? So the rishi told, yes, I can help. And so then come with me. The tree branch told, oh, I can come. Take me. And the rishi cut the tree branch and took it with him to the sculpture. And then gave it to the sculpture and told to the tree branch, okay, start your journey. And then this sculpture then every day come with these tools and start to take little by little part out of this tree branch. Then the everyday tree branch start to shout, oh, don't do this, don't hit me like this, it's so painful, don't cut me like this. Every day is crying. But this sculpture and every day come with his tools, little by little, start to take out small parts. And the tree branch went through like hell. It's so painful. And then one day, after long process, one day, this little tree branch became kind of like the statue of a god. And then it went to the temple and just sitting there. And then what happened? People come and with the milk, with the water, and many kind of ways it start to bath and clean. And every day people come and put the flowers, and people come and worship, and oh, it's a line. The tree branch was amazed. How this transform happened? I was just a tree branch and going here and there and jumping with the wind. And now I am in this inside the temple and people come and worship me. So one day that the guru or the rishi came, that he's the one who cut the tree branch and gave to the sculpture. and then had a conversation. And even in front of others, all that, the rishi also came and worshipped the statue. And then the tree branch told, no, 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 don't do this, don't do this. You don't need to do that. Then told, no, no, no. You are anymore not that tree branch, because you went through a process. Now you are in another place. That process, no, that's not every tree branch can go. You went through that process. That's why you are here today and achieved to the position. You are deserved to be respected. So, dear friends, so dear devotees, in life, it doesn't matter in conventional life, in a spiritual life, nothing comes free. You have to sacrifice. To have the life, attain to enlightenment, or even find your satisfaction or the happiness, you have to let go these little parts that you hold it to you. And like the example from the Buddha, 6 years, he almost died. Everyone knew that he did. That much he went through very hard time. So, like that, in our life, remember. So if you look for whatever the spiritual development, your conventional success, so anywhere, as a husband, wife, children, friends and family members, brothers, sisters, as an ordinary person, if you look for any success or satisfaction, remember, you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice who you are. You have to get into a form. You have to give up the who you are inside, and you have to get into a divine form with the good qualities as a human being. And when the day comes for you, and you will see that everything going to settle down around you. And if you look for salvation, if you look for success, if you look for happiness yourself, remember, you have to go through hell, not through heaven. Once the day comes for you, go through the hell, end of the hell, you see the heaven. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this all the good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. By the power of this good practice, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi jikayuko bhava. Ittavata cha ammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuccatu. Oh, bless you. Thank you very much, everyone.